Hello, hello. I don't usually do a stream this early or on days I have work, but I mean, I figure why not? Might as well do a stream. So, there we go. Let's get started. I want to do the intro to steel production today. I may also eventually invest in moving things. I'm like 90% certain my other factory happens to have broken, but we'll figure that out. First we're gonna head back though, because intro to steel production does kind of require me to pick the path I want to pick. And as of now, the only path I've picked is the coal power. I was hoping I could go through that. So the space elevator is there, which means my stuff is over that way, if I remember correctly. It's been a little bit since I played here, but that's perfectly fine. I am gonna try. I do want to try. I'm not gonna say I am because I'm very bad at staying consistent, but I do want to try to play Satisfactory a little bit more often. I feel like I should actually play a variety of games more often and actually stay consistent on all of them because I tend to restart often. Um, this will be the Satisfactory run I attempt to stay consistent with. But I think the first thing I want to do is I kind of want to get vehicular transport just to prevent me from needing to walk back and forward. It would be a little bit faster, and if I'm lucky, I should have all the resources I need for it, except for these modular frames. Um, rotors might also be quite slow, but we'll figure that out. And I definitely do need to get more power. Oh, no, I have enough rotors. Ironically enough, yeah. So let's throw the rotors into here. I also need modular frames, which, awesome, I also have enough of. I'm pretty sure the modular frames need the reinforced plating. Oh, and also, let me also get the wires I need. Oh, wait, where am I? I'm sorry, I'm like a little bit directionally challenged. I don't actually know where I'm going. Gonna throw those in there, and we're gonna have to make these modular frames. It's quite a good thing that these modular frames build up in twos, but they are slow to make. Also, they use quite a bit of reinforced plating. I didn't realize that. I think I might make a little bit more than needed. I could also potentially try and get quartz, although that would go against what the stream title is. And that could be problematic. We'll go with 30. Chuck those in there. Cool. Yep, there we go. Later, what I can do is I can let me see. Those two at the end are dead. 3. I could potentially try and get roads and stuff in. I used to do it all the time. Very good at it. There we go. But being good at that is also debatable because I always had new ideas, and when having new ideas, sometimes you kind of just change it up a little bit. Let's see. We're just gonna get a little bit more fuel. Try and make sure the area doesn't break. Because I do need more parts. There we go. There we go. Right. I actually need to put the fuel into the fueling system. And that would be over here. I'm like pretty sure, yeah, I colored them. That would be leaves. And then that would be wood. Oh, and I forgot I have a way to get up to the copper area up there quickly too. Perhaps I should invest in jump pads to bring me to the coal plant, but we'll figure that out at a later time. For now, I'll chuck fuel into the tractor so I can actually use it. I'll later swap over to coal. And I think I want to go with basic steel production, which needs a lot more of those. I'm pretty sure I have the wire for it though. There we go. Oh, the pod isn't actually here yet. Um, I definitely don't think I have enough rotors for this. Which is slightly problematic. I still need a decent bit of those. I'll throw the wires in there now. Perhaps I'll get the concrete. But in order to get basics or to get steel started, I need to get basic steel production. Let's get a bunch of concrete. I can try and work on the factory. There we go. Now I just need rotors and modular frames, which, if I'm correct, I probably could find a new node to make, but that requires power that I probably also don't have. So we're gonna drive over here. Go up to the area with the water. Let me make sure, yeah, I'm going the right way. Oh, cool, okay. I do know getting this tractor out of here is annoying. Perhaps getting it in here is also annoying. Um, I happen to have forgotten how to actually exit this. Isn't it E? Yeah, okay. I need to take this tree out. There we go. And then I can chuck that back in there, and I can actually back the tractor onto the place again. I'll get that power slug later. I don't need it right now. I started playing just after Christmas, so I got a few power cores from that event. You know, it works. I have no idea how I'm going to get out of here. Actually, yes, I do. I'm just going to break it. So let's head out of the coal factory. I do want to get trucks to kind of take coal and put it into the factory instead of using these long belts. Uh, it's kind of weird, in my opinion, to have this, but I mean, it's gonna have to work for now. I do wonder if I should head over here and make factories with what's around here. I mean, I do have all of these things around here already. I could probably get away with making things faster over here. Since I didn't exactly start these with getting a startup in mind. How desperate was I for these materials? Why do I have those sitting there? That's fine, I suppose. It's okay. Alright, let's see. What exactly do I want to do here? I think for starters, I'll try and make some kind of like bridge here. Yeah, I do have ramps and stuff. Um, right, I think what I'll do is that, and then I'll do that. I could potentially make this go a little bit higher, I want to say. But then I'll have to build over top of all of this, and I don't know yet if I want to do that. But this is just an easy way to get to and from there. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do yet, which is quite problematic. Alright, let's see. I think I know what to do. So, I'm gonna pick this up. I might throw this stuff away. If I'm correct. Yeah, that's only one. There's some of it that way and some of it that way, but I think the ones those directions are up top the hill. Um, yeah, we'll just use this one for now. I actually want to try and kind of incorporate things into the environment this time, rather than just building above it. Trees not included because they'll get in my way. But what that means is I'll need one of these. And actually, let me do this. All right, we'll do that. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, I wanna see about getting some of these to like stack. How many I guess 60 per minute? That could be problematic because I'm pretty sure the constructor, oh, never mind, 45 per minute. Okay. I want to split some of it into a raw ore just in case. Alright, let's do this. Build the platform out a little bit. Maybe I'll have truck stations. I'll turn the flashlight on. I think what I want to do is I want to split things. What if I do this? And then I'll put the Mark 1 miner right here. Take a splitter. Um, this might not work, so let's do it this way. Okay, there we go. So now this can split 30 and 30. We'll say this can split, uh, we'll say 15 and 15. And then if I get a merger, okay, let's do this. There we go. There we go. So now what happens is this splits 30 into there, 30 into there. And then this will split 15 into there, 15 into that direction. And then I just need storage somewhere here. In order to do that, perhaps I should figure out where the truck station will go. Okay, the truck station should line up onto here. That means just about here. There, like so. Okay. The problem... Yeah, the problem with this is that I actually do need to convert the 45 out of this merger into concrete. Let's see. I will do that. Perhaps I can go further up here. I guess it would kind of make sense to have the road kind of route through here, through the trees, maybe, if I can. We'll see. Could get a little messy. Let me grab the leaves up here. I don't want these in the way. That's fine. Okay. Perhaps I should move this forward. Let's say we do that. Um, there. Okay. I want to say we're looking for that. And I need to move these forward just a little bit. This takes about a quarter of that. So what if I push this here? Um, there we go. We'll do that. And if I'm correct, yep, perfect. And then we can just do that. This will then go here, and then I'll push that out front. I actually don't need this entire row. Then what I'll do is I'll kind of match this up. There we go. Now I just have to connect power up. And then get a side door. I want this kind of off to the side here. Do Actually, since I'm probably planning on expanding that, I'll just leave that there for now. I think the wall pattern is, oh, right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the wall pattern is just that every so often. I'll have to recheck, of course, although I like that, so I might edit it if it's not. Yeah, okay. I can do that. I could probably take these out. Um, Conveyor wall holes, maybe? Instead of breaking them. There we go. And then I can put the truck station out here. And did I ever get the signs? I did not. I think I need other materials for them. Let's move that up. Uh, Back down. There we go. Let me see. There we go. Um, I want to say the truck station's there. So what I should consider doing is moving the door out. Let's see. Oh, that's the research center. Um, I think I need 15 of these. All right, now I should be able to build the truck station. That'll help me figure out where I want this to go. There we go. All right, now we can get the truck station. Doesn't really matter where it points up front at the moment. Nothing should be dropped off here, except for coal. So I want this one to line up with this. The problem is I kinda, fair enough. Um, okay, so we're gonna do that, I think, and I suppose we should have this directly in the middle. Although I have to remember how the decals work with or the paints work with these. Yeah, I want to say that'll do it. I don't have modular frames, but I might also need to do something. Actually, I could probably just do that. Have it towards to where I can just kind of walk through the door and I'll just push these over the top. That also needs to connect through there. That's not right. Problem is that's just a tad bit too tall. And I don't want any of the wires to kind of clip through any of the factories. Actually, hang on. I'll have another doorway here. It'll kind of go through there, and then maybe I should move this over a little bit. All right, we can do that. What if we do this? There we go. Although, what if I moved this over? I might want to do this at the same time. Yeah, no, that kind of gets in the way, so we're just gonna do this. Keep it where it was. Maybe in the middle there. Cool. And then I suppose not a door, but rather a wall. Or perhaps maybe a door here, because technically this is the same thing where I should have another truck station. And that looks a little funny. So what I might end up doing is trying to match that. Yeah, perfect. Cool. All right, let me get the truck placed, or not the tractor. Not the truck, the tractor. Interesting. There's a coal generator, not generator. There's another vein of coal right there I could use. And once I get explosives, a further one I could use to get steel production set up. So, okay, I need to figure out where the truck stations will go here, so I can then make the roads. Right, this part actually does kind of go up a little bit weirdly. So, and that's just because it's not technically matched with the elevation. There we are. Yeah, this little stairwell kind of made it harder. Cool. Now we got that blocked off. Okay, that goes up, so I have to be a little cautious on where I place the truck station. Also, do I have a place where I can go around? I think I do, right? Oh, I don't. Okay. So I do need 2 truck stations. Not unless I have tickets. I have 3. Is that enough to get the roof conveyors? Let me see. Organization. Oh no, it's management. And yep, the ceiling conveyor mount is 1. I should also get that. Awesome, okay. And I think what I want to do is I'll actually just throw the other conveyor into this side. And then I'll try and throw the roof conveyors. There's doors there, so I could realistically block that off. I don't know why I haven't. I could also do that, kind of give this spot a little more hint of sealing, like it's actually been sealed off in a way. Um, okay, never mind. Not on the inside, because that shows through the floor. Um, let's see, if I do put the basic wall here, and then let's say I push this right here. Actually, let me break the wall. I don't want to put the wall there just yet. That's a little low, isn't it? Okay. Um, that won't work. What if I just throw it above the pipes here? It might clip through the ceiling if it's that high, but it'll clip the door if it's that low. So the best I could probably think to do is get another doorway here. Get a wall here. Um, a wall here perhaps? If I did that, that would clip through the ceiling where there is a doorway. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. However, I could do this, push it over there, and then break that. And then that kind of just goes over the doorway. These are all Mark 1 belts. I'll push that right there. I suppose it just makes sense to kind of match the... Oh, there's water there. I want to match the things with that, but maybe I do it with every other one instead of every single one. Okay. Yep, that's it. And then we just carve it up there. I want to see if maybe I can get the wall conveyor to match. Okay, perhaps we just give in and curve it. It works. This is technically going to be a wall, so we're just gonna fill that in. Wait, actually, technically, the wall goes all the way out to here, so I might as well just do that. We have this little stash with a tree nut. There we go. Now I want to see. Alright, we'll let it clip through the floor just this once. Later, I'm probably gonna move these up and avoid that. Possibly use a floor hole here. I have a little bit of room next to the coal plant where I can do that. Um, Alright, let me head over. Let me get a truck first. I wanna say. Alright, let me actually just break this and then replace it over here. Let me go back to the original place, see if I have the rotors done, and then I'll craft the modular frames I need for the steel, and I suppose from there, kinda out of time. I definitely want the faster vehicle, so I think before I do part 2, I'm gonna get distracted and search for quartz. Oh, right. I forgot it ran out of power pretty quickly, so 9 times out of 10, we don't have enough. I should definitely connect this to the coal plant. Um, I'll do that later. Yeah, no, I have 11. Alright, next time I'm gonna get a little distracted. But that'll have to do it for this stream. I do have to work today, so I'll see everyone in the next one. And until then, goodbye. Let me just